I went through, and just to give you guys kind of like a brief summary of what I was doing this past week. One of the reasons why I have not been active as much with streaming this week and last week is I felt inspired. I was watching something and reading a couple articles online, and I decided, like, this is a really important topic that keeps coming up, and it's only made more and more and more important by the kinds of things that I've been seeing on Twitch recently. We are doing a podcast on sexism in the media, and whether those allegations are in fact true, and whether or they are just gross exaggerations or misconceptions, misperceptions. I appreciate everybody. Like I said, I appreciate everybody for coming out. Waifu, it's good to see you. I'm super glad that you came over here, that you decided to stop in. Bike, thank you so much for everybody who's complimenting me right now. Red, Bike, Parks, Prox, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I try, when I do these podcasts, I want to try and be as professional as I possibly can. And I wanted to be, they wouldn't have to be Milo. I know who you're talking about, ISO. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He is actually a source of inspiration. I don't agree with everything he says, but he has a lot of interesting ideas, and I appreciate his passion for freedom of speech, which is something why I support him a lot. Even if I don't always agree with his views, I'll watch his videos and hear what he has to say, because he's obviously a very articulate, intelligent man who does know what he's talking about, and maybe just has a different perception than I do. And I appreciate that. Anybody who fiercely advocates for freedom of speech and the expression of critical analysis of an issue, and goes out and tries to discuss these issues and tries to get a conversation started, has my support, regardless if I agree with them or not. Now, there are certain people out there in the field who don't necessarily share that sentiment. In fact, a lot of people, because of the very nature of certain arguments, it's very divisive at times. It's so it can be kind of difficult to have a conversation about these topics sometimes. If you guys let me know if my fan or if the outside gets a little loud. I know my neighbor decided to randomly mow their lawn right now, but I guess because it's like later in the evening, so it's colder, it's not so warm right now. But I hope it's not too loud or too disturbing. And my green screen is holding up okay, but you can see kind of little splotches over here. That's because the sunlight is still pretty bright right here. There's where the green screen is kind of like the thinnest, so running into a little bit of that. But like I said, I want to kind of greet everybody. AOC, thank you for stopping in. Gabby, thank you for stopping in, and thank you for your words of encouragement throughout this week and sharing some of your opinions with me. I really appreciated that, and helping me develop kind of like an argument. And hearing some of our discussions have helped me realize some things and come to a conclusion about certain things and things like that. So it's really good. ISO, thank you so much for coming in. I'm glad you can come in too and support the cast. I really appreciate that. Like I said, Toe, Akai, I know both of you guys are in here. Thank you so much. Big Red, thank you for coming in. Cameron, I think you're around. I think I saw your name around in there. And I think I pretty much greeted everybody that is here. So it's good to see you guys. And then, like I said, Gabby, just like quick shout out to you. Thank you for being willing to share your thoughts on the subject matter, because I, like, in our discussions, I know that how passionately people feel about some of these issues, and depending on who you are and what you look like, that will influence people's perception of what you say and how you're saying it. So it's kind of interesting, and I appreciate you taking the time to kind of share your thoughts on those things and stuff like that. Thank you so much, ISO. I'm glad you feel that way, man. So without further ado, it doesn't look like there more people are coming in here, so hopefully they'll come in. But I'm gonna jump right into it. So just to start off, what are we talking about tonight? We're talking about sexism in the media, and not just video games, because originally most of my research was focused on video games, but I wanted to broaden the scope because of the fact that you can't really narrow the field down to one little niche when it's affecting so many different aspects. Now, this is kind of ambitious. Like I said, it's kind of an ambitious podcast to tackle, just because of the fact that there's a lot of information on here. Just scrolling, this is just an outline that I created. I have an outline here that is 4 pages long and 1,300 words. That's just for an outline. So for an outline, it required a lot of extensive work and me going through and editing things and stuff like that. Oh, okay, I'm glad you agree. So I'm gonna do my best to focus on the cast. If you guys feel ignored, don't feel ignored. I want to hear what you guys have to say. If at any point you guys would like to share your thoughts and opinion on the subject matter, I would appreciate it. I would actually really welcome that. Not just in chat, but what we're going to do is, since we have Discord, I wanted to use it like a multimedia function more than beyond just simply sharing memes and stuff like that. This has been something that I've kind of had up my sleeve for a while, and I've been really wanting to utilize more of, is the fact that when we do a podcast, I want it to be more interactive. Instead of me just talking to you, I wanted to talk with you guys, and not just via text on channel. Waifu, thanks for the host. Everybody who's hosting, thank you. Not just through text on here, but through Discord. So if you guys want to join the actual conversation, if you want to have an actual conversation with me, if you feel like I'm being unfair, if there's an additional idea, thought, or comment that you wanted to add, I would welcome you guys into participating into this discussion by joining our Discord server, logging into the general chat, into the general lobby, and then communicating with our mods and asking to be a part of the actual discussion. At which point you'll be given a small little blurb about rules, what's acceptable, what's unacceptable, and then you'll be invited to speak. And then you and I can actually have discourse. Now we're gonna do that. I've broken this down kind of into like 4 sections, three sections. Because I go over one section, then I go over another section. So after we do a section, I'm gonna invite people to come on and talk and share their thoughts, and we're going to try and have an actual discussion on the matter, and instead of just me continuously talking. So hopefully it will be fun, interactive, and it will work out really well. This is our first time trying it. It's going to be kind of like a radio show where you would call in, but you're using Discord and Twitch instead of just like calling in on the radio. So that's what we're doing with that. So hopefully that's fun and people actually enjoy that, and I hope that you guys actually want to get involved in this discussion. I hope that you guys want to share, because I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts and opinions on this matter. Okay, so as I've said, we're covering sexism in the media, and how in which ways gender roles and stereotypes might be perpetuated, or the allegations of the fact that there is this ongoing thing, recurrent thing that keeps that keeps occurring and stuff like that. What do I mean by chatting with you? What do I mean by chatting with you is if you join our Discord server, you can come on. If you're a member of the Discord server, you'll be able to physically talk to me via. If you have a mic and a headset, you can talk to me. That's it. That's what I mean by having a discussion, chatting with you. If you want to join the Discord server, all you got to do is ask for an invite. Akai will send you the invite to the Discord server. You can download it, join Discord, hop into the voice channel, and then you'll be invited to speak with me. And then after a mod clears you, you'll be invited to speak with me, and then we'll be able to talk. But it will happen at the end of each section. So we're kind of starting section 1 now. So as I said, gender roles and stereotypes and sexism in the media. Now, what are the allegations? As I say, there's a popular ongoing narrative dominating several media fields and just society at large, which alleges that there are certain industries, like the video game industry, that's riddled with sexism. Now, it's fueled by the outrage that you can find out there on social media, Twitter, MySpace, Facebook, Instagram, all of those things, and a blogger or any kind of news article that's just out there, or even here on Twitch. Even here on Twitch is a good example. You'll see some of those examples. That outrage that's generated on those social media sites, it perpetuates the stigma that there is a social epidemic of sexism that's targeting specifically, from what I've seen, now maybe this is just my perspective, that's specifically targeting females. Okay, and so we're going to go over these issues, and we're going to see how we can uncover these allegations, and we're going to see if it's based on fact, if it's based on fiction, or if maybe it's a little bit of both. So, take a sip of my water. This is 133 FM, 7 FM. That's actually a really good radio idea. Tumblr, yeah, or 4chan or Reddit, yeah, those two, good example. I like that, AOC. I like that. We might have to trademark that. So. One of the first sources that I turned to, I wanted to get kind of like to the point and really like the meat of the issue. And one of the best examples that I could think of off the top of my head that are of a person who is espousing these beliefs that there is in fact sexism in the media, and we do have a problem within the media. Is a woman by the name of Anita Sarkeesian. A lot of you guys might know her. She is a well-known feminist, and that stereotype, that title kind of we're going to use it loosely, because a lot of people have different perception on what the title of feminism actually means. So I want to. That's up to interpretation. So, generally speaking, she is considered a feminist who knows what she's talking about and stands up for women and for women's rights issues. Specifically, most of her focus has been on the video game industry and in her popular series that she does called Tropes versus Women in Video Games. And I think it's like a 8-part series. Or it's supposed to be a 12-part series, and she has like 8 videos out right now. So we're going to be going over a lot of her research material because she brings up a lot of really good points, and just saying her name will generate a lot of controversy. It generates a lot of conversation with whatever you're doing. So when I was doing research, one of the very first videos that I kind of stumbled across that I felt really adequately explains some of the topics that we're going to cover. After watching this video, I realized that we kind of needed to break this down into chunks. So I didn't want to just say sexism as a blurb and then list just endless examples. So I'm going to break it down. So what are we talking about? How are women being sexually oppressed or opposed? And we're going to talk about the first topic we're going to kind of focus on is called over-sexualization, or what some people call it hypersexualization. Based on semantics, those definitions kind of vary. Now, what is over-sexualization? Well, over-sexualization is the lingering, like it's like a lingering look or camera pan or image that emphasizes a specific body part. Now, this can be applied to both men and women, and you'll see it if you've ever been to the movies, if you've ever looked at a magazine, if you've ever seen a commercial, if you've ever played a video game. There's a very good chance that you will see examples of over-sexualization in any of these visual mediums. Or maybe it could even be a printed medium that's not necessarily an imagery per se. It could be words that are meant to elaborate specific parts of the body that can be construed as over-sexualization. So the first part of this topic on over-sexualization is I took an excerpt from Anita Sarkeesian's body language and the male gaze versus, and it's a tropes versus women video. So I'm going to be posting a lot of links